Anthony Fauci in the headlines a lot these days. The text messages, very problematic. Now it seems that Fauci discussed the COVID mRNA injections and knew that they're problematic, especially for pregnant women, because they would cause miscarriages. Oh, there's a lot of action here. Alan Mendenhall is joining me now. He's with the Heritage Foundation to discuss it further. Alan, good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
All right, so these text messages, well, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for Fauci, because we had all the messaging about him loving on himself and how he was the greatest, most attractive, most wonderful person ever to live. Bizarre writings to himself, by the way, when he's 80 years old. What do you make? I mean, it's just bizarre. Anyhow, but now it's gotten worse because these text messages, I mean, the miscarriage percentages were like 80%. He didn't care. He plowed forward. I mean, what do you tell moms today that had spontaneous miscarriages after getting the injection?
Well, it's interesting that Fauci, the man who declared that he was the science, said, "Oh, I asked around and found out that that the second vaccine dose could be associated with miscarriages in the first trimester." You would think that if he were the science, he wouldn't have to just ask around. I've been talking to people, But what's troubling is that is what he was saying in private on these text messages on this government-issued cell phone. But publicly, he's saying something else, telling people there are no red flags for pregnant women, despite the fact that just days before he'd been talking about how dangerous these things were for women, and he was still pushing the vaccines and suggesting that vaccines would not harm pregnant women. So it's not just that Fauci in private was celebrating his own celebrity and wanting to be Zoom buddies with Julia Roberts and all these kinds of things. But he also was giving false information to the American people during a time when a lot of people were confused and concerned. Most Americans aren't.
Alan, let's cut to the chase. He put people's lives in danger out of vanity. He put people's lives in danger because of his own vanity. Right or wrong?
I think that's right. I mean, if you look at his private diary, he's talking about Fauci mania and commenting on the bobbleheads that he's seen and about how, I saw that I was sexiest man alive and all these crazy things. I mean, it's actually a tragic story of somebody that fell in love with fame and is going to pay the consequences. And the other thing about Fauci is, when I think of communism and socialism, I associate it with things like gulags and mass arrests and forced collectivization, killing fields, re-education camps, secret police, travel restrictions on religious worship, all these things. But when I think about Dr. Fauci, I think about things that are very similar. I think about lockdowns, quarantines, and social distancing, mask mandates, travel restrictions, school closures, business closures, coerced isolations, restrictions on religious worship, forced vaccination. I mean, the fact that the Democrats on the Senate Homeland Security Committee bent over backwards to support this guy last week shows that they are really at bottom just totalitarians. They've shown that if they ever gain power, they're willing to lock down society, lock up and indoctrinate young children, close your schools and businesses and places of worship, trans your kids, restrict your travel, all these things. I mean, Fauci's name should be unspeakable. It should be consigned to the dark lexicon of unmentionable things which polite society just banishes.
I agree with you on every point you just made. And here's the question that people have. Will he be held accountable? It looks like the state of Florida and the attorney general there may take steps to file formal charges. The pardon's great at the federal level. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We can debate whether or not the auto pen's a legitimate pardon or not. But the fact of the matter is it does not protect him from state charges if he was out openly deceiving people that cost them their lives, their ability to see their loved ones, miscarriages, the list goes on, not to mention the closure of schools and everything else, the destruction of businesses. What he did is catastrophic in his lies, in pursuit of vanity.
Absolutely catastrophic. And if the DOJ were to go forward with these charges of criminal contempt, it's really just a slap on the wrist. I mean,
it's meaningless.
It's a maximum of 12 months behind bars and a possible fine of up to $100,000. And we're talking about a guy that was getting prize money to the tune of millions based on locking down society.
And that's a good way to put it. Prize money. Yeah. It's like he was on a damn game show.
It was. I mean, it was wild. And, you know, like you say, the presidential pardon only covers federal crimes. So it will be interesting to see what can be done at the state level. Florida has announced investigation. They've actually already issued a subpoena. But then Louisiana, Alabama, Steve Marshall, the attorney general here in Alabama, I live in Alabama, has launched an investigation. Oklahoma, I think West Virginia, my law school buddy, J.B. McCuskey's AG there, I think they're looking into potential crimes. And yeah, I mean, we're going to see whether he knowingly made material false statements, and that would maybe potentially get him for fraud. Or, you know, I think the big thing is, did he destroy records? Did he alter records? Did he get rid of things? I mean, that to me could be really, really damaging to him. The other thing, though, is it's difficult because we may have to get around immunity charges. Or
Alan, here's my last question. I got about a minute left. Not quite. Did Anthony Fauci commit crimes against humanity? Because what he said didn't just echo across America, it echoed around the world. Last word to you.
Yeah, I don't know, because that has a very technical, a very technical meaning in international law. So I don't know. I don't want to say he did this and then it like suggests that there's some sort of international tribunal or something that could hold him accountable. But look, what he did was horrible. He is. I think he's a criminal. I think he should be spending the rest of his days behind bars.
Alan, great conversation. I agree with you right across the board on this. This guy in pursuit of vanity, writing about himself. Dear Diary, you're the most beautiful man ever. The most popular man ever. Good grief. Alan, thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most beautiful of them all? You, Anthony. Give me a break. The man should be in prison. I'll be right back on Daybreak.